hoping the woman will never change. Women tend to marry hoping the man will change. And so men, it's almost like you already know, where he showed you his most desire, he liked it. Plain and simple. And unless there's other things that have thrown it off, and that can be the case too. But if we're trying to do a process of elimination to figure out what could be the problem, we can say, okay, well, let me get a little bit better in shape right now. And that still doesn't fix the problem. Then maybe we now know there's some other things. Or you can go in reverse. You can look at it as, okay, what may have transpired since our better days? You know, maybe there's some things I'm not doing as a woman that I used to do. The point that I'm trying to get at here, because it's not all about the weight, is getting back to what the environment and the actions were when things were great. That's a great rule of thumb. And it's one that I give to men as well. It's like, you want to get back to the good times, get back to everything else that was happening during those good times as best as you possibly can. All right. And again, that's if you cannot handle the conversation of weight, but you are trying to find ways to figure this out or solve the problem. But at the end of the day, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from, because I don't want anyone to be offended or bothered, because you know I tell you these things with love and with what I've seen in so many couples, and I've seen work for so many couples. But ultimately, the discussion of am I too fat, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone as best as you can. Or what I would really love for all people to do is establish the kind of relationship where we can ask these questions, we can give honest answers, and we don't internalize them. We don't make it a problem. We don't throw it back in our partner's face. We take it as for what it is, and we find ways to be better for each other. And now we're at the 7th thing, which, let me just say it and we'll get to it. So the 7th thing you should never say to a man is, those condoms are too big for you. So look, I was gonna put your penis is too small or something to that effect, but I thought the condom one was just a funnier one to put. So we went with that, but we're talking about the same thing here. Now, quick disclaimer, because I know, listen, a lot of you aren't having sex, and this point is not to encourage or push you guys to go be sexually active. It's to address those who are already active, all right? And while dealing with your man, things like size and condoms, whatever, is an issue. Anyways, the point is, and I think you guys understand why this should never be said. Again, it's such a backhanded insult. Like, I mean, sometimes I wonder if just saying your penis is small would be better than saying the condoms are too big for you. I don't know. They're both bad. Say neither. Now, listen, I am all about, as I've mentioned multiple times, I'm all about having honest conversations and being able to constructively criticize. However, if there's one area that I think constructive criticism doesn't really have a place, it's a man's penis. And here's the reason why, okay? Because he can't do much about it. At the end of the day, wherever he is where he is. Now, I do think, and I'll probably have to make a video for this, maybe on the men's channel. By the way, I have a men's channel. You guys should check it out, Stephan Speaks for Men. But, and I'll actually add that link below as well. I do think that some men may not, I do a lot of research on physical health and all these things, and I do think that a lot of men are not taking care of their body in a way that maximizes their full potential in all areas, including down there. And I do think that some men may have room, do have room for improvement, okay? And I think rather than focusing, like, it's a how you go about this. Let's look at this from 2 angles real quick. One, if you meet the man, you've been engaging intimately with him, and you generally feel like this thing is too small, that's your decision as a woman, all right? And if you don't want to deal with it, I'm not here to tell you whether you should or you shouldn't. That's your choice, all right? I would much rather you just walk away than to say that to him to make him feel bad. It's almost like now you're going to walk away and scar him at the same time if you say it, all right? I don't think it's necessary to say it because what may be small to you may be decent to another woman. So there's no reason to put that in his head because it doesn't meet your standards, right? But let's just say this is a man that you want to be with. You're not going to leave because of this issue, okay? And let me also say this real quick, because sometimes I've heard of situations where women in certain moments will try to say it like it's a joke, but you ain't joking. You trying to hit them below the belt, no pun intended, right? You're trying to make them feel some kind of way. Don't do that. Don't talk about the man's package like that, no. But if you're gonna be with him and you wanna make it work, there's nothing wrong with, if you focus on the health, encouraging him to get healthier, he can see improvement there. And again, I do think that if you want to be able to have that kind of conversation, which I think couples should be able to, then it has to be a two-way street where we can both constructively criticize in a way that says how we can make this better. Not in a, this is bad, but okay, let's find ways to improve. And here's some things we can take, or here's some things you can start doing to improve, but being open to how you can improve as well, all right? So, but again, just be careful because men are sensitive when it comes to their penis and they're sensitive to a lot of different things. And so I'll just say this, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And a lot of times as women, you may not be mindful of how sharp your tongue is, how you may lack some tact in your delivery, and learning how to deliver the message in a way that he can receive it can go a long way to making things better in a relationship. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Relationships are the key to a successful life. But there's 5 areas that we have to be mindful of when it comes to relationships. There's relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, relationship with family and friends,